welcome everybody here to the X-Bomb Sports Live Show. My name is Andrew Valentin, and I hope you're all having a wonderful Wednesday. Yes, we are going early here, live from the Illinois Media School here in Lombard, Illinois. Again, wherever it is, ladies and gentlemen, day or night. I hope it is just right. And with me is not my man, Drew, because he's busy right now putting some boxes together as he's packing himself up. But he's cleaned up. He's looking good. You just saw him yesterday on the first ever in a long time live stream of Blow the Whistle. And he is 1/3 of that group, along with me and our boy Tyler Beautyball, who is not here because he's got to work. It is David Dykstra, folks. David, welcome back, man. It's good to have you here.
Did you just call me a turd?
Oh, my God.
The Blow the Whistle crew?
We're all turds, okay?
Yeah, I feel a little bad now. Damn, I look good.
You do.
Wow.
I told you, man.
The camera loves me.
Yeah.
It loves me.
You're looking nice and sharp and slick and everything, man.
Yeah.
But how you doing? Everything, you know?
I mean, I've been better. But,
yeah, absolutely.
You know, we'll get there.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll get there. We're doing some shows. So
yes, we are.
Let's have some fun.
Absolutely, folks. We got a lot to talk about today, but we would have had more had we known this earlier, because we have to prepare now thanks to the school obviously having some students needing to come in and learn some stuff. But even still, we got a lot to talk about. So, David, are you ready to do this one?
I love you, TJ.
Oh, you think that was him?
Oh, that was you?
Yeah, that was me.
All right, I love you, Andrew. That's amazing. Yeah, that's awesome.
It takes a team effort here, folks.
Awesome.
That's how we do it. Absolutely, man.
That's good.
Absolutely. You ready to do this, man?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go.
Let's go, folks. So we're going to kick this first half off with baseball. I know, right? Baseball. Why baseball? Because MLB free agency has been open now for a good while. Yeah, well, yeah. And also, I said we would talk about baseball, and a lot of you were asking us to talk about all these massive deals that are going down in the baseball world, because holy cow, has free agency been wild with the money. And some guys are getting signed for those big contracts. Others are now taking, I think, what they can in hopes to earn more later. But David, obviously, the top guys now pretty much are going to get cleaned out at this point. We've seen a lot of the top free agents now signing these big mega deals.
There's one still out there.
Yeah.
swimming in the deep end.
There's a few that I think could still make some.
He's swimming in the deep
yes.
end going, how much?
Let me hear offers. But obviously,
what you got?
Exactly. Aaron Judge, Carlos Correa, Trey Turner, Xander Bogaerts, just four of the big names, the top names that got top money. But obviously, there's a long list of these guys. But for you, David, obviously, with all these guys getting signed from contracts, what are some of these deals that are like ones that you say absolutely 100% fully understand it, and other ones that are kind of just like, I don't know about that? Where do you stand with some of these deals? Give me your thoughts.
Absolutely. Without a shadow of a doubt, last year I think Judge proved who he is.
Yes.
Absolutely. I honestly probably should have gotten more.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he may have taken a hometown discount a little bit.
It's possible, yeah. A lot of people have been talking about that.
I think he did. I think the Padres probably threw wads at him.
What was
like
it,
they've been
400
throwing wads
million?
at everybody.
Yeah.
Correa, to me, I think that's a perfect spot for Correa.
Mm-hmm.
He can be the star, have no one else there to kind of dim that shine.
Yes.
13 years, maybe. We were talking about it. That could end up being one of those Bonilla-esque kind of things.
He's going to be 41, 42, I think, when the deal's done, they said.
So it could end up being a Bonilla thing where
yes.
they pay him.
They defer the money and then say, we'll pay you later, which ends up paying him out for the rest of his life.
So 2050, Carlos Correa could still be getting paid from the San Francisco Giants.
Which is crazy to think about.
Absolutely love the Trey Turner.
I thought you would. Guess who's a Phillies fan, folks?
Well, he's going to play with his boy, Bryce Harper.
Yes.
I think that was a huge thing.
Mm-hmm.
Also, not knowing whether or not Bryce was going to come back at full strength. I think, honestly, Bryce is probably relegated to DH moving forward, at least for this next year.
Yeah. It definitely feels like he's slowing down.
It improves your infield exponentially.
Absolutely.
It improves your sliding exponentially. Because if y'all haven't seen it, Trey Turner is probably the smoothest slider in all of Major League Baseball.
He's a smooth criminal.
Oh, I wish I could slide like that.
I never could. I was so sloppy.
Slid like that when I was. My knees would be so much better,
I
much
mean,
better.
I grew up in the day where it's like you didn't get like the whole like slide tarp out. You had to do it on the ground. So
I would say for me, the most interesting one though was the Bogarts one.
Mm-hmm.
Going to the Padres.
Yes.
Now, to me, this says one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Tatis is on the block, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
I think the Padres have had enough of the shenanigans, even though he said, I'll come back different,
Right.
yada, 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 blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
I think they've had enough. And if you want them, go and get them.
So you think
Chicago Cubs. I don't know what it would take.
Yeah.
Probably a lot. But Bogarts seems like a natural shortstop to me.
Mm-hmm.
So are you then moving Tatis to second? Because you're not moving him to third.
No.
This nice guy called Manny Machado
Yeah.
playing third base. That signing to me said we're moving forward from Tatis. Now, granted, he's gone for what? 60 games this year?
I believe so. If
Or maybe-
TJ, can you give us some insight? And I know you had something to say about it too, so please, give us your feeling, man.
Well, I was looking to see who was going to be a free agent for next year, and now the Xavier Bogarts makes sense. Manny Machado has a player option next year, so they may be expecting that he's going to try and test the market, and they have a backup plan now.
So
That is interesting.
Do you move? Well, I mean, and granted,
That makes it a lot more interesting now.
Granted, half the year you're not going to have Tatis anyway.
Right. Exactly.
So that's not a bad thought either. That could be a situation right there. So are you moving? Because Tatis has got a cannon of an arm.
Absolutely.
So would you move him to third, or would you move Bogart to third?
I'd probably move Tatis to third.
Bigger arm,
and a bigger player. Nothing against Bogarts, but Bogarts is a guy. He easily fits that shortstop role. Not only, I mean, he can probably
Once again,
play.
Cubs, you blew it. You blew it. You blew it. This guy, Bogarts, was out of all the shortstops that were out there.
Yeah.
Was the one I thought would fit the Chicago Cubs the best.
Yeah.
Stick and ball, because that's what they're playing right now.
Right.
They aren't a power team. They're a stick and ball team.
Yeah. Put the ball on the ground, run the bases, and he's one of the best at doing it.
Stupid. Estupido.
Well said there. Well said. No, I agree. Xander Bogarts. I mean that, and like you said, TJ too. That could be a very smart move if you're gonna say Manny Machado's moving on. If he's not feeling the Padres are gonna be it anymore, you have the perfect opportunity to say, well, then we'll just do the same thing we did before. We'll slide the shortstop over to third, like Machado did, going from shortstop to third, and we'll just plug in Bogarts and then flush the team out with everybody else, right? I mean, if they're keeping Juan Soto still, because people forget that he's still on the team, and he still, I think, has what, 2-3 years left to control? 2 years of control?
2 years.
Okay, 2 years of control, so they could make it.
There's your $500 million man.
Yeah, exactly. That guy is going to probably be worth at least close to $500 million if that wasn't pushing it from the Nationals.
That's what the Cubs are doing. They're just waiting.
They're waiting.
2 years.
They better listen. We're gonna get into them here a little bit.
For me, another one that really didn't make sense. Sorry, didn't.
No. Go, please.
DeGrom.
You and me both, man. I did not see that coming.
I get the money. I do get the money.
Right.
My issue with the money, though, is the man cannot stay healthy.
Yes, that's true.
And
he's getting older.
And that's the big thing for me. This automatically makes, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, this automatically makes the Rangers an instant contender in that AL West.
I would say, yeah. It's tough.
If they bring up the two rooks.
Right, yes. If they bring up those rookies, yeah. They get Leiter in there.
Everything that I've heard, Leiter could have been brought up last year.
Yes. Which I think they should have, but I don't think they wanted to hurt him, so.
And then his counterpart at Vanderbilt, which, bravo to you, sir, for going back and saying, no, I'm not going to sign with them, and then going back into the draft.
Rocker, I think actually between the two of them, Rocker's the one that could be the star.
Stud.
Rocker could be the star that just nothing against Leiter. It's
Leiter's going to be his dad.
Yeah, he's going to be consistent. He's going to get you wins, but
he'll be an above 500 winner every season long.
But Rocker's the one that I think can easily, like, if you're talking about them in the playoffs, he can blank out a team in one game for sure. So, and that's a great 1-2 punch chemistry there.
That's a 3-man rotation right there.
Yeah.
And they've got other arms on that team as well.
Absolutely.
They went out and got what's his name last year? Seager?
Yes, they got Seager. They've got Seaman as well. They signed for.
I hope they have Seaman.
A family show.
Catch my drift?
But
bats and balls, people. That's
absolutely.
what we're talking.
The one I will say that I
got TJ.
That was good. That was good. That was good.
Oh, yes! I almost forgot.
You have to cup the balls, folks.
The balls.
You have to cup the ball. We love you, Brandon. He truly gave us some gems when he was here, and he still does when he comes back.
Great.
But the ones, and I'm kind of gonna lump some them in there. It's the Mets and their moves thus far. The Verlander, the Diaz move, and the Nemo move makes sense for me. You want to keep that team together? Absolutely, I get it.
Yeah.
But the Verlander move, I felt was like, and you let Chris Bassett walk, which I like Chris Bassett. I think he's a very consistent pitcher for what he is, and now he's going to Toronto. So I feel like with what you've gained, you're taking a big risk because we know how good Verlander is.
I'm not gonna lie,
but
I love the move by the Mets, and I love that Verlander threw the big old bird up at the Yankees. And I'm gonna go play for the other team in New York.
Yeah,
guess what? They're cooler.
Yeah, well, I know that team right now is looking stacked, right? I mean, Francisco Lindor's leading them, and
you now have a 1-2 punch.
Yeah.
Of Scherzer, Verlander.
Right. Well, yeah, but that's also saying that they come back the same way. Now, they've aged like fine wine, don't get me wrong.
Verlander's got a bionic elbow at this point. I mean...
one would hope. One would hope. It just feels like you're paying a lot, and if you don't make the playoffs, then it's all for naught, right? It's the same thing with the Padres.
What's his beautiful wife?
Oh, Kate Upton, right?
Kate Upton?
Kate Upton, yeah.
I'm sure she massages that elbow every night.
I'm sure. I'm
sure it's doing fine.
It just feels like they're paying a lot, and it may not pay off the way they want it to.
How that ugly schmo got Kate Upton.
Throws a nice fastball.
Justin Verlander, you the man. That was every dude's wet dream back in the day.
Oh, absolutely.
Kate Upton was the it girl.
Yeah.
But yeah, I liked the Verlander move from the Mets. I really did. Walker for me to Philly was kind of interesting.
I think it's a solid move. It helps put somebody in your rotation. And I think look after what we saw in the World Series, we know that Zach Wheeler, and having him and having Ranger now adding this arm into it, like you're talking about now having an ability to say, we've got the bat in Turner. We've got the pitchers now. You bulk up the bullpen maybe a little bit more with some guys through some trades.
I think they'll get some bullpen help.
Absolutely.
Plus you got Schwarber's coming back.
Yeah, Schwarber's coming back. So there's a good chance for them to go back on a run.
Schwarber's looked amazing all year long last year for the Phillies. He looked very comfortable being in Philly.
Yeah, baby Adam Dunn.
Oh. Hey, he can be baby Adam Dunn.
And listen, in today's game, you strike out a lot of times, but you hit enough home runs.
Once again, top 10 in assists from the outfield.
Yes. And he's improved as an outfielder, and that's that's huge.
Like, people can sit there and say what they want, blah blah blah.
Right.
He has decent to above average defense.
No. Yeah, he's gotten a lot better. He's progressed a lot in his game. I guess we'll see, because obviously that division is now going to be very competitive, I think.
I want to see, why doesn't the rest of the NL just go away and just let the NL East fight it out?
That would be great.
I mean,
Mets, Phillies, Atlanta. I mean, it's going to be a fight.
Literally.
It's going to be a three-way fight between those teams. And who knows? There might be some surprises that come up for all we know. I mean,
Florida Marlins?
Miami.
Oh, Miami. I apologize.
I know. It's hard to remember a team that never can get there, but.
I apologize. No, but there were some things that, like, at least as a Phillies fan, I want to see if this was Ranger Suarez turning the page into being that filthy animal that they thought they were getting.
Right.
And because he looked, out of all three of the top 3 pitchers, he looked nasty.
Yeah.
In the postseason.
He throws great stuff.
And this is what scares me, making this comparison.
Mm-hmm.
He reminds me of Quintana.
Okay. I was going to go with, for those who may not remember, Freddie Garcia from back in the day.
How does that dude luck into stuff?
Oh, Quintana.
Quintana.
It's consistency. Am I wrong, TJ? It's consistency with Quintana.
He's with the Yankees now, right?
No, Mets.
Mets?
Correct?
Yeah, he signed with the Mets.
He signed with
the Mets.
How? I mean, I get it. You were the ace of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Listen to what I just said, ladies and gentlemen.
The ace of the Pittsburgh Pirates, yes.
Just saying.
Well, that's Vince Velasquez now.
Now he's a good 3rd or 4th string guy.
You know what I would do if I were the Mets? I would put him 4-5. Literally.
Yes.
Put him 4-5. Hey, dude, there's no pressure. No pressure. Because that's what it was being in Pittsburgh for him.
Yeah.
The eyes of the world were not on him, and he's like, oh, cool, I can just pitch?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Absolutely. And I got to say, what you said for Correa, it's the Giants is like the perfect spots. Gabe Kapler, strong manager. I mean,
yeah, and who
he can get handle on guys.
Kapler would be the guy for San Francisco. One of the most tightly wound dudes I've ever met in my entire life.
Well, it seems to work because they have not lost anything.
We're in San Fran, man. What, Gabe?
I think it was a good move. I think it was, not to mention they brought on Jock Peterson. They're bringing on Stripling now. They have added a lot to their roster.
Jock is gonna rake in that.
Yeah, absolutely. He's gonna do good in that, and I think that team play is gonna be perfect for Correa because I mean I'm gonna be honest here. From what I see in Correa, I see a lot of Alex Rodriguez, unforgivable. I don't care. Flip the bird to you kind of guy. But at the same time, it's hard to deny that he's a clutch player. The talent is there, and that's what sucks. But he's a Puerto Rican man, so I also gotta love him a little bit.
I mean, that's what you want to hate Aaron Judge so bad.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a Yankee,
and then he goes and does things, and you're just like, damn it.
It's the respect and the envy you have for the player. You kind of go, God, he's so good, and you're just like, I don't like the team you play for, but I bow to you, sir.
I love the fact that all the Cubs were like, Rizzo. Why did you re-sign with the Yankees? What? First off, let's get one thing straight. Rizzo isn't putting up the numbers that he put up last year if he's not playing in Yankee Stadium.
No, not even close.
There's a reason.
And the protection he's got.
Listen,
come on.
Let's be real. Rizzo is a smart freaking baseball player.
Absolutely.
And he knows where his bread is buttered.
Yeah.
And if he can play in the shortest porch on God's, I could hit a home run in that stadium left-handed.
That's a claim.
I could.
I think a lot. I mean, listen,
in my day, I could.
If you're not hurting and you're going and that ball comes in sweet and easy down the middle, I think most people could take it that far.
That is a short porch.
They knew what they were doing. Of course, they knew what they were doing. Steinbrenner's not dumb.
And the jet stream that flies out onto that porch. That's what really.
Yeah, that helps a lot.
But yeah, Rizzo staying. I was like, of course he did.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's in a perfect place where he can hit home runs.
And then you hear
perfect protection.
And then you hear the stuff that he has to say about the upper management in the Cubs organization. I'm just like, he's never leaving.
No, yeah, of course not. I mean, what was he gonna do? Come into Chicago and be like, "Yay, Rizzo's back," and he goes, "Yay!"
And I mean, he's actually. It looks to me like he's actually like kind of okay with being like the elder statesman of that team too.
Absolutely.
And being El Capitan kind of.
Yeah, you just wear your hat and just be the guy, and the rest of the guys will just play ball around you, right? Stanton will hit his home runs, Judge will hit his home runs, you hit a couple and just go, "Good job, team." Just cheer them on and make sure everybody's happy. That's all you have to do. I mean, this free agency class has been.
Have they released Chapman yet?
I don't think so. I haven't seen him on the list, so he's still with the team.
That's crazy.
So that
he's let go.
They let him go?
Yeah, he's still
he is
free
let
agent
go.
out there.
Okay. That'll be interesting to see who
Somebody's
picks him
going
up.
to take a flyer.
Somebody will take a chance.
Somebody. You know who it probably would be? God, it's going to end up being the freaking Red Sox just to the Yankees off.
Just to nip their thumb at the Yankees a little bit.
Only reason there's a bowl game in Fenway.
Fair point. Well, I mean, you mentioned the Cubs, and I guess we have to mention the Cubs since we are here.
I'm not pissed at the moves that they've made.
Yeah.
I think they've been. Listen, the Bellinger signing is a win-win. It is an absolute. That is a solid player, if not superstar.
Yeah.
Who, if can stay healthy, will do great things for the Cubs organization.
I mean, he's certainly a name, that's for sure.
And the fact that you took a flyer on him and said, hey, we'll give you a year, you prove it.
Right.
And I guarantee you that's the conversation. There was a little wink gun shooting going on.
Yeah. Well, last year, I mean, 210, 19 home runs, 68 RBIs. He still was able to put himself in for it was like a 1.5 WAR, wins above replacement. So he still counted for helping the team to win for sure for the Dodgers. But obviously, from 2019 MVP to where he is right now, it's certainly quite a drop. But like you said, it's a 1-year prove-it deal. He probably hits 260, 270 maybe, gets around 30 home runs. I mean, at that point, maybe you talk about re-signing him.
And also, you got to think about, he was the man that year.
Right.
And then the Dodgers were like, you're good.
But we can get better.
But we're going to go and buy better. And you got to think that might have had a little, ego.
No, sure, certainly. I mean, he's still a player in his prime. He still wants to prove himself. So, and this gives the Cubs a face, which is certainly what they need, considering all the faces pretty much signed for other teams now. So this gives them the ability to say, look, we have Bellinger, we have these other young guys coming up. Come with us. And on top of that, too, they also signed Jameson Talon.
I love that signing.
It's a good move.
He is a bulldog.
Yes. Granted, for those who don't know, he was the pick after Bryce Harper, the pick before Manny Machado. So it's kind of tough. Mully and Hall were talking about, it's kind of tough when you have that in-betweener when it's like Hall of Famer.
He should be a superstar, dude.
Yeah. It took him a while to get here. He was good with the Pirates for the most part, then came to the Yankees, and obviously with some help on the offense finally, he looked really good this year. I mean, and he pitched very well.
He's a fighter.
Absolutely.
He's a scrapper.
And he's imposing, too. He's 6'5", 230. He's a big pitcher, and he's got a strong fastball.
Somebody who can intimidate, because Stroman sure as hell ain't going to do it.
Yeah, he's got a lot more bark than bite.
Sure as hell ain't going to do it.
Yeah, Stroman's a lot more bark than bite, and Hendricks looks... Unfortunately, Hendricks has the name and the look of a guy that should be in the library, looking at books about how to pitch better.
I feel like he should be walking up to the mound with one of the four-pronged walkers, lays the walker down on the ground, and then just throws the junk pitches up there.
Should be a knuckleballer,
Phil Negro, where are you when we need you? But I will say this much, moving on to the things that everybody is kind of chirping about in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
One, we'll get to the Southsiders here in a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's been like on the South Side.
Silence has been loud with the South Side for sure.
But Swansby's still out there.
Yes. Dansby Swanson still out there.
I combined those names.
Yeah, you combined his names. That was good. I liked it.
Swanson's still out there.
Yes.
And I've heard things.
Mm-hmm.
Now. I can't reveal sources.
You cannot speak ill of these people?
No, I've heard that the Cubs are also in talks with a certain ex-first baseman from the Orioles.
Okay. Interesting.
Which I honestly would not mind seeing him on the north side.
No, they need a first baseman. They need somebody that could
bring in some leadership too.
Absolutely, and that's what they really need at this point. They need somebody that can take a hold of that ball club, which I think me and Drew have kind of been unanimous in saying that Ian Happ should really be the guy that can wear the C on his chest. He has been the most productive with the media, the most productive with kind of leading the team right now. He's been one of the most productive player,
if he has
period.
another year like he did last year, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. But unfortunately,
he's the face of the team.
Yeah, well, he is now because unfortunately one of the other faces of the team is now gone, and Wilson Contreras, who many people were.
I love every moment of. As a contrarian fan who can just sit back and watch and go, oh, Wilson, that is fantastic.
Yeah, a lot of people thought he was going to be headed to Houston, but then he kind of flipped the script.
That's what all the rumors were.
And then he flipped the script and then said, no, I'm going to go to St. Louis. And to quote David Haw, if I may, what happened? What happened? Because after that day, everybody was asking what in the heck happened? Why did he make the switch? And I think everybody knows why he made the switch. Maybe it's not the case, but I believe, if I may say so, I think there is a little bit of thumbing the nose at the Cubs about you didn't want to pay me. So I will now show you with a team that is stacked, by the way, with Nolan Arenado, MVP Paul Goldschmidt. I'm going to show you what I can do.
That infield is.
By the way, I'm taking over for a future Hall of Fame catcher in Yadier Molina.
Oh.
Who's by the way championing this move and saying like, yes.
Oh, you don't think Yachty didn't call him? Are you kidding me? Yachty called him and said, hey, come play for St. Louis. Come play for a great organization that will treat you right.
Wilson, it's me and Albert. We want you in St. Louis. What do you say? I'll see you there.
Garrett
hung it up. I bet you that's how it went.
It was an absolute bird to the Cubs.
Absolutely.
And it was an absolute. And if anyone who says that Yadier Molina did not call Wilson Contreras and go, hey, you should look at St. Louis, great place. And don't get me wrong, I can do this because I'm not a Cubs fan. St. Louis fans are some of the most passionate fans of baseball.
Absolutely.
That there are in Major League.
Those Cardinal fans go hard, man. They support their team.
What the hell else are they going to cheer for?
I wasn't going to say it.
I'll say it.
They got
unfortunately
no football, no basketball.
2 of their football teams ran away.
Yeah. You did win the Stanley Cup.
You
did.
After
you got that.
173 million years.
Or however long St. Louis has been around, I don't really know.
Yeah.
Yes.
I truly do believe this was someone that Wilson Contreras had a lot of respect for, calling him up and going, hey, come check out St. Louis. I think you'll love the organization. I think you'll be treated very well. You've seen how they've treated me.
Yeah.
And, oh, by the way, probably after a year of me chilling, I'm going to be on that bench.
Yeah.
He's a future coach.
I would think so.
He's the future manager of the St. Louis Cardinals. Let's not get it twisted. He's going to be.
He's too smart. He's too smart to not be a manager, or at least be offered.
He's going to be a bench coach at some point.
Yeah.
Probably next year.
Somebody's going to offer him at some point.
No, it's going to be St. Louis. Listen, it would not make sense for him to be anywhere else.
No, I mean, but you don't. There's no way other teams are going to be like, look, if we're looking for a manager, they know catchers work. Like we've seen it. How many times now have we seen it? Catchers work.
White Sox. Catchers work.
You don't have to tell me. I know.
Somebody from the freaking Kansas City Royals who Tony La Russa endorses. You morons.
You don't have to tell me, man. I already know.
2 little letters.
Yeah.
That's all that needed to come out of your mouth.
Yep.
AJ.
Yeah, I would have managed the team.
And if you're not going to do anything in free agency, I'm going to sit here and just berate you.
Yeah, because they've only done one thing thus far, and that's Mike Clevinger, and unfortunately, that's not going to be enough. I already looked at the roster as it is, and I'm sure, TJ, you looked at it too, and it is cupboards bare as far as adding pieces. And it's not like they have to add big pieces, by the way, to this franchise, but a few more pitchers,
how are they filling the
guys.
Hole? How are they filling the hole?
They're going to do what they've always done. They're going to go through their farm system, bring guys up through spring training. Probably, TJ, bring on 3 to 4 guys maybe out of the spring training group?
I'm asking a legit question.
No, yeah.
I'm not talking about that.
Yeah.
Here we go again.
Yeah. I get choked up too with the White Sox.
Who's moving to first?
Vaughn.
That's what I figured.
Vaughn has to be the first baseman. He's got to be. There's no other question about it.
You got Anderson at second or short. No, short.
He's going to be at short.
You got Goofball at third.
Yeah. Moncada.
Goofball.
For right now. I'm sure Jake Berger will come in at some point.
Do you like Berger at third or second?
I think he can do both. I think he would probably be a better third baseman. Because he's quick for a big man. TJ, give me your thoughts too, man, because I know you're a supporter as I am. I want to hear your thoughts too as well.
I am. Yeah, I would like to see maybe they move Moncada back over to maybe short, and then you start bringing up Berger. I like Berger's speed. He did lose something when he blew out his ACL twice.
Yeah.
So I mean that's gonna hurt him a little bit. But yeah, I mean it just kills me.
What about Sheets at second?
Sheets at second?
You know what I really want at second base? I want Juan Segura. Just pay for Segura, man. Juan Segura at second base would help out the White Sox so much. And tell me I'm wrong. As a Phillies fan, tell me I'm wrong with Segura. He's a solid second baseman.
Yeah.
He's
not going to leave Philly.
He's a free agent right now.
Oh, I know.
Just give him the contract.
I've got
4 years, $80 million, pay him $20 million a year.
You do realize I have connections, right?
Well, use them and help.
The rumor is that he was waiting to see if Philly was going to be serious going into this year.
Right.
He's more than likely going to take a hometown discount. And
I'm sure. Why would you leave? You just made the World Series.
Yeah. But needless to say,
right.
Segura is a nice piece. He's not going to do anything fancy for you.
No, but he fixes a hole that's been gaping right now for this team.
Fixer of holes.
Absolutely. And that's what the White Sox need right now more than anything to fix that second base is a legit second baseman that can fit in there. Maybe this guy Montgomery, this kid they just drafted, I know he's big and he's quick. Maybe he could fill that need, but he's more of a shortstop right now as far as I've seen. So I would say keep him there for now. Hope the Tim Anderson thing works out. If not, maybe move Tim to second, see what Montgomery can do at shortstop. They have a lot of options they can move with. The problem is that making those moves does not necessarily move the needle towards being a contender again. It's more of the same. It's more of the being average kind of moves.
I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
Now, you say move Vaughn to first.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you not move Big Man to first?
Who? Sheets?
No, not Sheets.
You mean Jimenez?
Yeah.
I move Jimenez to DH. He wants to be in the outfield, but that's not where he needs to be. He needs to be the full-time DH.
That dude is a born first baseman.
Well, he was originally a first baseman.
That's what I'm saying.
But he should be a DH.
And I think Vaughn's a hell of an outfielder.
I don't like him in the outfield.
Listen, if Kyle Schwarber, baby Bambino, can turn into that, I think Vaughn can too.
But I'd like Vaughn to just stay at first base and just have Jimenez move to DH. Yeah, just stay where you are. Don't move, because that's his position. And I know that baseball is becoming this whole positionless thing. But look, if you know a position more than anything, if that's what you've played, stay there, work it. If they need help elsewhere, he obviously knows how to play outfield now a little bit more. But I'd rather him be the first baseman, be that guy, because I think there's a chance that this guy could actually become that hole that Jose Abreu has now left at first base.
Paul Konerko?
Paul Konerko, yeah, he could be that. I could see him being kind of what Paul Konerko was. He's not going to always smash 40 home runs, but give me 25 and 90 on the home runs and the RBIs, hit 280, be the captain of the team, silent leader. That's all he's got to be. And you're not asking much really from a lot of these guys, but to suddenly say, well, Sheets should go on the outfield. No, Sheets should be the backup. If you can trade him, go ahead and trade him. But have Sheets be the backup first baseman. Have Eloy move out of outfield and go to DH. And try to fill.
Your cupboard is bare in the outfield.
And that's the problem. And that's why.
Because you've got a guy who's been compared to Griffey Jr., like the next great 5-tool guy if he could ever stay
and Luis
healthy.
Robert, yeah. If he could stay healthy, and that's the problem. And that's why I also touted the name. It's not going to happen. I know it's not because it's going to cost too much money for the White Sox, but I was hoping they would at least try and make an offer to Andrew Benintendi, but that's not going to happen. I know that because he would be a great left fielder, I think, for the White Sox. A small guy with a big bat, makes contact, and he plays the outfield really well. He's got a solid glove. I don't think that. I mean, if you could get him and Segura, that solves two issues. But they're not going to make that move because they can't make the offer.
All quiet on the Southern front.
Because most likely, Reinsdorfer said we're only going to spend yay much money.
All quiet.
Or Hans just convinced, like, yeah, we've got the talent in house. And as much as you'd like to say that, that's not how baseball works now.
The problem is, your pitchers that have been good for you are another year older.
Right.
By the way, Lance Lynn has been selected for the U.S. baseball team.
He has. And congratulations to him on that. That's
just more wear and tear on his arm.
Exactly. Which is not good for a guy that's 34, 35.
And he's going to talk trash to other countries.
Please, TJ.
This is not going to be good.
All right, so you're telling me that I need to get my sixth starter started right now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Crochet, you better be rested, man. Don't throw a pitch. Wait for spring training because apparently the White Sox are going to need you. And he could be something, too. He could be something, too.
You've got your ace.
Yes. We've got Cease. Hopefully Giolito can turn it around.
He's not going to. He's just not.
I'm not
Unless
expecting him to be.
Unless he finds a way to hide the foreign substances, he's not.
I'm not expecting him to go 18-10. I'm expecting him to go like 16-14.
So you're moving him down to the 3 or 4 hole?
More or less. That's where I would put him right now.
2 would be Lance.
2 would be Lance right now.
3 Kopech. I know you don't like that. Shut up. Why are you guys like that? That kid is electric. His only issue is being consistent.
And he's a head case.
What pitcher isn't? I used to be a catcher.
Very
I wasn't
true.
a head case. I threw at guys, but I wasn't a head
Screw
case.
you.
All right, maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit.
I've known you for 3 years. I could have told you were a head case.
Okay, I definitely. Okay, I beat up one guy one time, but he charged him out. That's on you, Nick. No last names.
What he's saying is he's Nolan Ryan.
I didn't put him in a noogie, but I definitely boxed him a 1-2.
But that's not.
It's not to say that he can't make the starting rotation, but his focus needs to be on the mound. It has to be on being more, like you said, more consistent. It has to be getting the fastball over the plate. Enough with this. Work outside ends. Just throw the strike, throw the curve, work on the changeup, and he could be a solid pitcher.
You want me to be honest? Get yourself a good catcher then.
Well, that's another thing that's a problem right now. And I think they have to, honestly, trade Grandal.
To me, Grandal's the guy. But once again, with this whole team,
yeah,
it's staying healthy. If he stays healthy and can truly manage that pitching staff, I think you would see a remarkable difference. Because he's a great game caller.
He can be. I mean, at times it's just this is kind of me holding a little bit of a grudge from past then.
Yes,
I would have
stopped.
Yeah, I know. Losing AJ McCann, I think, was always the fault that the White Sox will forever regret because he was the everything. He could hit, he could call a game, he was great defensively, he was like a captain back there. He was the perfect catcher for the White Sox, I thought. And when they let him walk, I know that he wanted more money, but when you didn't make that offer to him to have the bigger contract, I thought this is going to be a mistake for them. Not to say Grandal was not a good get for them, but the inconsistency with the hit, I know he gets you a lot of walks. I understand he calls a good game. The defensive, he's off every now and then. The defense, every once in a while, he lets the balls get past him. And I think the arm is starting to get a little bit more shot now as he gets older. So that's where, now you obviously need to get a solid number 2 backup. You either have to develop him or you need to go and pay for one. And as far as I've seen, the catchers right now market is not looking too. It's not like it's not a great get. Unless they want to bring back Navarez, who's got history with the White Sox. That's the only guy that they might be able to go get.
You want me to be real? Go talk to your brothers from the north. They're stacked.
Yeah.
they're stacked at catcher.
Right.
They've got 4 that could probably play in the major leagues within the next year to 2 years.
Yeah, absolutely. But will they make that move, though?
And everybody's like, I can't believe the Cubs let Wilson Contreras just go. Just offered him a qualifier and then didn't offer him it.
Yeah.
Wait until you see the guys they've got in this farm. Good night.
Yeah, they've got talent in the lower levels, but once they get here, I mean, we've seen it before. Guy's got a lot of promise, and then all of a sudden it's 20 strikeouts or whatever the case is. He's going 0 for 20. He's getting sent back down. So
how dare you talk about Suzuki like that? It's wrong.
I didn't say anything. I just...
Domo.
And speaking of which, too, I have to say, the amount of money these Japanese players are now getting from these...
Because they're good!
I mean, you're talking the best of the best from the Japanese league. Senga got, what, $105 million or something like that? They're getting ridiculous-sized contracts. And I love it, by the way, because these are the best that the Japanese baseball league is offering.
Who's the best all-around baseball player in Major League Baseball right now? Don't even him and haw about it.
I would say, I mean, it's Ohtani. I mean, he's clearly Ohtani. Then nobody's doing what he's done in centuries.
And I swear to God, if the freaking Cubs are not in a bidding war for Ohtani, they're idiots. That man was meant to play in either Chicago or New York.
Yeah.
One or the other.
He's too...
And it's going to be the bidding war to end all bidding wars when he is a free agent.
He's too big of a market and too much of a celebrity to not be playing in one of, I'll say at least one of the 3 major markets, New York, Chicago, or LA. The things you could, like...
He is playing in LA.
LA. I didn't realize
Sorry,
LA went...
I said it wrong.
LA. I didn't realize LA went about 50 miles all the way up into Anaheim. Excuse me.
Shh. They will forever be the LA Angels.
Just go back to Anaheim, Jesus. You know how many times it's like with me with the Raiders. I keep calling them Oakland, and I know they're in Vegas, but I keep saying Oakland.
Vegas, baby.
So but listen,
that's my whole thing is like, you don't think the Cubs signed Suzuki, not just because he's a great player.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. I think he's a great. He's going to end up, if his career goes the way I think it should, he will be in the same breath as Ichiro.
I was going to say Matsuki.
I think he's going to be a little bit better than Matsuki. I think he's a little more stick and ball.
Yeah, he hits more consistently. Matsuki was always looking for...
Don't get me wrong. Am I going to say he is going to be Ichiro? No. Ichiro was... No one had ever seen the slap hit in their entire life.
No.
And then Ichiro just is like, oh, watch what I can do.
I never knew there was a man that could just go, I'm going to hit it right here. And then he hits it right there. And I'm like, wow, that's how you play baseball now, huh?
Tony Gwynn.
Well, yeah, and Tony Gwynn.
Tony Gwynn can do that. I'm
going to hit it between the shortstop, and it's going to just pass the center fielder. No, it's not. Oh, wow, it really did that. And I'm going to go for a double on it, too. And then the next one, you're going to hit it right here, and I'm going to score. Wow, did you listen to Tony? Yeah, he was right. It's such a shame he didn't win one.
Tony Gwynn, one of the amazing. To me, he and Rod Carew growing up were like...
That's crazy. That is so crazy.
Because they were stick and ball guys. They weren't the power guys. They hit for contact and made the most of the contact.
Absolutely.
Get bent, Andre Dawson.
Jeez. Well, folks, there's a lot more free agency to go around. There's obviously a lot of names out there that still haven't been signed.
I heard
Rodon.
I heard Lenny Dykstra's out there somewhere.
Come on, man. Let me play one more. Are you even allowed to?
You got any coke? I mean, allegedly.
And we will follow this more as we see more signings. Hopefully the Cubs and the White Sox
Wait
will make
until our
more.
transfer portal show.
Oh, my God. It's already by the way, it's already begun, folks.
Are we gonna like literally are we gonna have all 1,000?
I mean, we could.
Do you want to go down that rabbit hole?
I've tweeted at least 30
Look
to 40.
Look at TJ, please. God,
please,
no.
for the love of God, no.
No.
We'll be here for 3 hours.
TJ, we need you here at 10 a.m. We're going to start the show at 3. Hopefully you're done installing everything.
You guys will have just a big map, and you'll have string. Be like, all right, this player went over here, and then they moved over here. And
Looks
and
like
it's
a
just
web.
This big map.
Great, have it up here.
Right, and it'd just be all moved over here, and it would be just nothing. It would look like a blanket up there.
It look like a murder mystery board.
Just really quick.
Yeah.
I know you brought him up on our show yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Your boy,
Which one?
DJ Uyunglele.
Oh, okay.
You saw the 3 schools that he named as his finalists, right?
I did.
What kind of moron? What in the what? First off, USC.
Yeah.
What are you going to go there in red shirt? Because you ain't playing next year.
No. And you may not play the year after that with Malachi Nelson walking in. So, and because he's the best quarterback in the state of California.
Ohio State. What?
Okay, Ohio State kind of makes sense because I think he could beat out Kyle McCord.
Okay.
Although Kyle McCord is a 5-star recruit.
Please, DJ, come to the Big Ten. You ain't got hit like you get hit in the Big Ten.
No. Although behind that Ohio State offensive line,
Which all of them are graduating, I think.
3 of them are graduating. One's going pro, I think. But they've got another bunch of farm kids that they've loaded
That's
in.
how you
so.
can say. That's what you can say about all of them.
Exactly. That's a whole Big Ten.
The only one for me that made any kind of sense was Oregon.
Oregon makes the most sense because right now they're losing Bo Nix, and he fits right in. So.
And who ever thought that those words would come out of our mouths?
I did.
They're losing the great Bo Nix, and in comes the great DJ Uyunglele.
And as Jaden Daniels walks out, in comes Grayson McCall to save the Tigers.
Spencer
Please.
Rattler.
No, please. Please, Grayson, come to LSU. Please.
How bad? Dude, I'm telling you right now, if Spencer Rattler signs with LSU.
I'm not coming in that day. I'm going to be honest with you right now. You will not see me. You will not see me on this program. We will cancel the show for the whole week. It'll take me a whole week to get over this.
I hate to say it, but do you know who I think it is?
Don't.
What?
Go ahead.
It's the former quarterback from Notre Dame that's
No!
gonna end up in LSU.
No, not Drew Pine. I don't want that kid.
Who recruited him to Notre Dame, Andrew?
Marcus Freeman.
Who'd he play for, Andrew?
Marcus Freeman.
And?
Ryan Kelly. You're not. I will stand at the gates of Louisiana and tell you can't come in.
You're not part of the family.
You're not part of the family. You're part of that northern family.
See the nice transition we did there?
Absolutely.
We're now talking football so we can go on to other stuff.
Yes, absolutely.
Related.
Well, you know what? Just forget the commercial at this point because there's no point. There's no point.
All right.
Let's just get right into the football here.
Woo-woo!
We've already started.
Look at us go.
Absolutely. Oh, real quick, by the way, I have to say, our boy B-Mac has a chime in on our Facebook. He says, as a Cubs fan, can confirm the Cubs already lost are already idiots. If they're scared off by 10+ year deals this year, they're going to be terrified next year at what Ohtani's number is next. That's a good point.
Do you know why we like when B-Mac chimes in?
Why do you like it?
Because that's what we appreciate about B-Mac.
Absolutely.
We
That's
do
what
appreciate
we
some.
about you, buddy. Please.
Can confirm.
Can confirm. That's a big 10-4 right there, bud. Please get in here, man. We got to talk sports with you. We love you and we miss you, man. All right, let's do it.
B-Mac, I might have a job for you.
Absolutely.
I actually definitely. There you go. You want a supporting cast for yourself, TJ? I'll put B-Mac right beside you. TJ loved that.
Absolutely. B-Mac, let's talk, man.
He's
We
a
got
good guy,
some.
Yeah,
We got
I
some.
had no problem working with him at all.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Hey, we got business to talk then. All right, let's do this then, folks. Here we go. It's NFL, that's right. It's time to talk about that NFL season. Week 14, we're looking at the recap, and these are the top 10 games that happened this weekend.
Start with the good one.
Jeez, man. I mean, you started off, David, by all means. Of these top 10 games, which ones did you like? Which ones surprised you? Go for it, man. Here we go. Here we go.
The resurrection of Baker Mayfield has happened. I'm telling you right now, if they go undefeated the rest of this season, Baker Mayfield is your starting quarterback for the LA Rams next year.
It's not going to happen.
Matthew Stafford retires, which I think he's truly is contemplating.
I'm sure he is.
I think his arm. You know what I think it is? I think he's having the same issues that Ben Roethlisberger had.
Oh, with his shoulder?
Yeah. And Ben had that one really good year, and then last year you saw that considerable drop-off.
Right, yeah.
I think that's what happened to Stafford. And he's got that drop-off, and he's probably going, is it worth?
Right. Well, I mean, Ben was 40 when it happened. You're talking about Stafford, who's now hitting 35. It's right about that time where years of going like this over and over, like I'm not to mention the 2 rotator cuff surgeries he's had already in his career on his throwing arm.
Yeah,
it's probably
and
about
his
time.
elbow.
I don't know if Baker's going to be the starter. I think this though.
Listen.
Okay. All right.
There is one organization in the NFL right now that I truly believe Baker could go and resurrect his career with. It would be the LA Rams. I never in a million years thought I could sit here and say that Baker Mayfield was going to be an LA Ram.
Yeah.
But obviously, the genius guru saw something in Baker and goes, you know what? We might as well.
Yeah.
It's Warford?
Yeah, well, Wolford is he's a former AAF, former USFL or whatever, former XFL quarterback. He's a throwaway. I think they thought, well, we've got Stafford, so why do we have to worry about getting a backup?
Yeah.
Well, now it's like, okay, Stafford's out. We need somebody. Oh, he's up on waivers. He's only going to cost us $1 million for the rest of the season. Yeah. It's perfect. It fits right in our wheelhouse. The fact of what he was able to do, I mean, no, listen, good for him.
Without
the top guys. That's impressive.
Yeah.
No Allen Robinson, no Cooper Kupp. That's really impressive. But going forward, if you're telling me like him with Ben Skoranek, Tutu Atwell, and Van Jefferson, I don't see that happening. But I do think this game was enough to say, all right, if we need a backup quarterback who has the ability to say, I have the ability to play because I've had started before, he'd be a qualifying guy.
Okay,
he'd be like on the top of the list as backup quarterback.
I'm gonna put it out there right now. I'll literally put it out there right now. Baker Mayfield will be the starting quarterback of the LA Rams next year, and the Rams will win their division. Not gonna say they're gonna go to the Super Bowl, but they will win their division.
I don't think that. I don't see that happening at all. Seahawks have done too well. 49ers are still loaded with rosters.
With a new starting quarterback. Let's move on to that since you brought it up.
All right, let's get into the rest of these games because there was a whole bunch
Brock
of
Mother Truck and Purdy. Now, you and I both watched him at Iowa State.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he did put that team on his back at times to win games at Iowa State.
Yeah.
I will say that.
Absolutely. He beat some of the best in the country.
Did I ever in a million years see him doing this in the NFL?
No, not a Mr. Irrelevant. He's the first Mr. Irrelevant to ever throw a touchdown pass.
He's the first Mr. Irrelevant to ever be relevant.
Exactly. So I listen, he fits in the system because that's what he did at Iowa State. It's the same thing. It's the exact same thing he did in college.
Here's my big take though. If I'm Trey Lance, I'm pooping my pants. Because he looked better than Trey.
I mean...
And that's just with a small sample size for each. And guess what, Trey? Purdy didn't have the best wide receiver in the NFL. One of the best wide receivers in the NFL for half of that game.
Yeah. That's true. That's very true.
See, I think this is where a lot of these backups get the advantage, because then they're messing with the number 2, the number 3, the number 4 guys, and they have chemistry with those guys.
I mean,
so it wasn't that big of a drop off for him to lose Debo.
Yeah. Well, what was it? 94 draft, right? We've talked about this before. Heath Schuler goes 5th overall to Washington, the Washington franchise at the time. And
Washington can pick some quarterbacks.
Remind me, TJ, who was the 7th round draft pick quarterback? Do you remember that that Washington took in that same exact draft that would eventually go on to replace Heath Schuler? Do you remember him by any chance?
If I remember correctly, it's Gus Frerotte.
Gus Frerotte, baby. That's right.
Oh, Mr. Headbutt?
Mr. Headbutt, jam my neck. Yeah, I mean, listen, that is the prime example of top quarterback. Because, listen, Heath Schuler was a stud at Tennessee. He was the quarterback before Peyton obviously came in.
You know what's sick? I knew he was going to be a bust. I knew he was going to be a bust.
You watch his tape, there was nothing that translated to the NFL.
Anybody who is named after a crappy candy bar.
That's why. I just looked at the tape and I said, he runs too much. He ran way too much. But, I mean, to go from that and say, this is our franchise quarterback, and you ultimately flip to, oh, actually, the guy we took in the last part of the round might be the guy that's better. And listen, Brock Purdy has everything that Jimmy has, if not maybe more, because he did go to a better school. It could be contended that...
Whoa.
It could be contended
that
maybe
are
Brock
you
Purdy
poo-pooing on Eastern Illinois?
I'm just saying, you got more experience in the Big Ten against better competition. It's very possible that maybe Brock Purdy could be better than Jimmy Garoppolo.
For all those great students that are watching us right now from Eastern Illinois, I apologize for the caca that has come out of Andrew's mouth. Eastern Illinois is a fine establishment.
Yes.
And they cannot, just because you guys cannot grow corn as well as they do in Iowa State, does not mean you're a worse university.
Yeah. Look, none of my kids go there, so I don't have to worry about it.
As far as I know, Brock Purdy's the first Iowa State quarterback ever to be... Oh, Nate, never mind. No. I'd be wrong.
Yeah.
I'd be wrong.
Yes.
Oh, what was his name? What was his name? He had 15 seconds of fame, too.
Is this something I'm going to have to look up real quick?
Yes.
Okay.
Who was the other Iowa State? He was... oh, man. He was... It's as soon as you say it,
it's on the tip of your tongue. I know.
I'm gonna kick myself for not knowing this.
I'll see if I can find this as quick as I can.
I think, was it the Steelers that he played for?
You're saying quarterback, correct?
Quarterback. Yeah.
Quarterback. We are looking at. So we've got Tim Van Gelder from '66. You've got Dean Carlson.
No, Listen, dude, it's my era.
Sage Rosenfels.
Nope.
Are you? Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. Mini man himself from Seattle Seahawks, Seneca Wallace, folks.
There you go.
Wow.
There it is.
Hey, he was good for the Browns and the Seahawks.
He played really well as a backup quarterback.
Hey, he was Russell Wilson, but not as good.
But that pedigree is not the pedigree of a Tony Romo and a Jimmy G.
Fair enough. One did make a Super Bowl, and the other one...
Put some damn respect on Eastern Illinois.
One of those quarterbacks did make a Super Bowl, and the other one is Tony Romo. So,
who is the best color guy in the game right now?
Well, yeah. Okay, the predicting place thing's getting kind of old, but you're still pretty good. All right,
it's his shtick now.
It is his shtick, unfortunately. But some of these other games, speaking of the Cowboys, by the way, Dak almost giving the game away to Houston. Is a little bit disconcerting if you're a Cowboys fan, I have to say.
I watched the end of this game.
Mm-hmm.
Was Dameon Pierce hurt?
I actually don't remember. I wasn't really watching the game fully. I was watching the score happen, though.
They were on, the 1 yard line?
I believe so.
And you've got the best rookie running back? Were you taking plays from the guy up in Seattle?
I mean, they might have been tanking.
They've got the number 1 pick.
Yeah, at this point.
I mean, they'd have to go on a run at this point not to have the number 1 pick. And from everything that I've heard, it's CJ. So,
well,
they love themselves some CJ.
There you go.
Hey, maybe Day will go with them.
Yeah, maybe.
The new head coach of the Houston Texans.
They're gonna need one.
Poor Lovey.
Well, that's what it is. But yeah, the Dallas. I mean, listen. I honestly think that this is where the Dallas Cowboys once again, and we're in December. This is when they usually collapse on themselves, and sure enough, they almost did it here against Houston. This could be the beginning of the end for this team, if you will. I mean, I like Dak still as a quarterback, but those clutch moments, it's just not there. And when the rest of the team around him is not performing, we've seen it. When the run isn't going and CeeDee Lamb's not playing at his best, he can't get anything going.
So, just in hindsight, ladies and gentlemen, for all those people that wanted to compare Justin Fields to Dak Prescott or Russell Wilson, stop it, please. Please.
Better hope not.
Good God.
Better hope not. Or some other games out there as well. Detroit beating Minnesota. Thank you for the money. I mean, it's working. It's working.
I think
5-1 in their last 6.
I want to know what he said to Aaron Glenn. Because all of a sudden that defense knows how to play some football.
You stop them or you're fired. What else you need?
Literally knows how to play football all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that they're letting the stars feast, but everybody else isn't getting jacked. Like Justin Jefferson's like, I'll take that, I'll take that, I'll take that, I'll take that.
Yeah.
Dalvin Cook, you want to throw a mock pass into the no. But speaking of which, what are you doing, Minnesota? Quit trying to be so cute. You've got Dalvin Cook.
What? You didn't like that? Little Kevin O'Connell sprinkled something magical?
The dude was wide open. Too bad he took too damn long throwing him the ball.
And maybe not your running back should be throwing that football. Just saying. Yeah, Detroit right now on a run. Jared Goff, by the way, I don't think they need a quarterback. Right now, I think they're locked in.
Who said it at the beginning of the year? I don't think they need to draft a quarterback. I said it when the draft was coming up. They're not going to draft a quarterback. They don't need to draft a quarterback. Jared Goff fits that system, and he has bought into a coach who believes in him.
Absolutely. I didn't think they were going to take one in the first round. I thought maybe the later rounds as a backup. But no, yeah, it seems like, listen, Goff is good enough. You've got enough quarterbacks coming out over the next 2-3 years that you can find your future at any moment.
You could find one in the 3rd round and develop them this year.
Absolutely. You could wait for the year after this one and go get a really shiny quarterback if you want, and just because or Caleb Williams. Listen, if the Rams are bad enough, they get that other draft pick.
God, could you imagine that rematch in the national title next year? Texas versus USC next year.
That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be when Quinn Ewers. I gotta be right about one of these guys at some point.
And Bijan, as far as I know, Bijan still hasn't declared for the draft
yet.
He
hasn't, but the idea is that he will, because he's being mocked right now to go in the top 10 because the Eagles need a running back.
Listen, which I don't understand.
Well, can you imagine him and Miles Sanders instead of Kenneth Gainwell?
Okay, you got me.
With Jalen Hurts? Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me that's not the best rushing attack.
Like a wishbone?
Exactly. You could just have both of them sitting next to him.
By the way, Bears, if you want to wait a year and not go out and get Saquon next year and go and get Miles for probably a little cheaper.
Good.
Miles is just as good and probably a little more.
He's more well-balanced, I would say.
High twitch.
Yeah. He's got more of that clutch ability to take off and go at times.
And he doesn't get injured.
I think that's not right.
As much.
There you go.
He's made of Teflon.
Absolutely. Some other games out there as well. I mean,
oh my God. I almost forgot. TJ, we had not just one, but we had 2 resurrections. on Sunday. Oh,
Who's the second?
Sam Darnold. He's back. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what it is about Sam Darnold. I still think he is a viable starting quarterback in the NFL.
I mean, he didn't do bad. He didn't throw for a lot of yards, but he didn't really.
All of a sudden, Chuba Hubbard decides he knows how to run.
Well, I mean, the team as a total, the team totaled for 200-plus rushing yards in this game. I mean, Hubbard and Foreman both had like 70 yards a pop, something like that. So
who needs McCaffrey?
Yeah, well, what do we need these guys for?
Christian McCaffrey, who?
I mean, Laviska Shenault led the team with 31 yards, and 4 catches. But they won. And listen, the Panthers still have a legitimate shot at making the playoffs.
Can we not talk about that division for a second?
No,
please?
we have to, because everybody has a legitimate shot to make the playoffs, including your Atlanta Falcons.
Which there's some kind of funkiness going on in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Mariota is not happy.
Oh, of course he's not happy.
And I don't think it's a legitimate injury.
You think it's just he's got sour grapes or something?
I think he may have said something not so nice about somebody somewhere, because they were putting him on the IR as a healthy.
Oh, as a healthy scratch. Okay.
I think he threw up a stink bomb when they said, we're going to go with Desmond.
I mean, you got to see what the kid's got. Like, he's got to understand that that's the way Atlanta's floating. Because at this point, you want to be able to see if you have a quarterback.
Why?
I know you don't like him.
You have Will Levis.
Maybe.
You will.
You don't know
Will
if they're going to
Levis.
take Will Levis.
I'm going to tell you right now, if Will Levis is sitting there at number 6, is where Atlanta stands right now.
Yes.
And they do not draft him, I may pull a U.
And switch.
I may pull a U.
You could be happier, man.
I'm being very honest with this. You had Malik Willis, who I think has a way higher ceiling than Desmond Ridder.
It's very possible.
Sitting there in the second round.
Yeah.
And you pick Desmond Ridder. Listen, to me, he's another one of those college quarterbacks that, quote unquote, knows how to win.
Mm-hmm.
How many of those have turned out really well in the NFL?
I would say probably maybe close to like 2-3% of them.
How'd Tim Tebow work out?
Exactly. Well, in fairness too, Tim Tebow's mechanics were completely messed up, okay? This kid does know how to throw a football way better than Tim does. But I understand what you're saying too, so don't get me wrong.
I'll give him that.
Yeah.
But
I hear where you're coming from.
My other issue just is the same as I had with Malik.
Yes.
Is the competition that he played against every year.
Yeah.
You can look pretty damn good going up against Southern Florida.
Right.
You can look pretty damn good going up against, UCF when they don't have a defense.
Yeah.
He did not do anything for me in that Notre Dame game.
Okay.
That was Devin Ford.
All right. So you say that, so it's the rest of the team then that did it for you, not so much.
Since he was a complete team, he was the heartbeat of. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
He may be a great leader.
Yeah.
May be a great leader of men, but it takes more than being a great leader of men to be a spectacular NFL quarterback.
I mean, it certainly can start there. I mean, if you got the guys to believe in you, then you know that they can have trust in you.
He's going to have to work his ass off to be a
absolutely. I think he
quarterback.
is good enough to get the ball to guys like if Kyle Pitts were playing, but Kyle Pitts and Drake London and those guys, I think he has the talent to do that.
And by the way, y'all thought the Jaguars were good this year. What you going to do when you have, and by the way, I retract everything I ever said about Christian Kirk. He's proven.
Yeah.
He's not going to be the number one next year, unfortunately.
Yeah, probably not.
Because I was wrong. Calvin Ridley's already gone out on social medias and said, I can't wait till next year, doo-dah.
I mean,
doo-dah.
And speaking of Jacksonville, if you didn't watch that game against Tennessee,
Trevor Lawrence looks good.
I think the Jaguars have found their guy. I definitely think in the next few years he'll reach that franchise QB level.
Amazing what happens when you have a coach that knows football.
Yes. By the way, if you want to know, over their last 6 games, they have not allowed a single sack on Trevor Lawrence. That's what happens when you sign a Brandon Sheriff on the inside, and he's like, protect at all cost. Do not let anybody touch this. He's magical. Robinson, you better not let that DN get by you, I swear to God. There was a shot of him. He was shouting, which is good, by the way. Sheriff should be the leader of that offensive line. That's good. You take control of that team, and they were solid across the board. He had all the time in the world to throw that football. Kirk, Evan Ingram, I should have played you. We won last week, but I should have played you because you had like 44 points for the Jaguars, and you sat on my bench. I'm sorry, David. I apologize, Evan.
We won. I don't care.
We won at least. I mean, Dulcich still did a good job, but I know. That's what I had. I thought he was going to do better, but Ingram isn't. I think talk about another resurrection. I think his career is coming back because he's not being asked to block anymore like he was in New York. It's like, you go out and catch passes. I don't need you to block. We've got 5 guys that do that. Go get one over the middle. Go play to the slot. Like you said, Jaguars are coming. Because they're going to get Calvin Ridley, and guess what? They may still go get another wide receiver
in the draft.
And because they're maybe going to go get Quentin Johnston from TCU, who's 6'4", 215, and runs like a 4.4.
That would be sick and mean.
Bengals versus Jaguars in the AFC Championship. That's what I'm going to predict. If that happens, that's what I'm predicting. Any other games for you, man, of these that you saw that you like?
Will the real LA Chargers please stand up?
Oh, baby.
Either way, I think Staley's losing his job.
Yeah, I don't think he's the guy. I definitely don't.
You know who's... I'm sorry. If I'm Sean Payton right now, I'm drooling at the possibility of coaching the Chargers next year.
He might be he would probably be a big... I mean, scratch that. He is a bigger name than Sean McVay. All the attention, everything would be on the Chargers then. They would be the best team in LA. Sorry, Rams, get kicked to the side. Better quarterback, better head coach at that point, better defense, I would say collectively. A better offensive line when Rashawn Slater's back. They did this without a healthy offensive line. And with their receivers coming back from injury and everyone's going, how are they going to play? Oh, they played just fine.
And Mike Williams did all right.
Yeah. 8 catches, 119 yards, got a touchdown.
Just another ho-hum day.
Yeah.
Now,
Keenan Allen, 8 catches, 92 yards.
Somebody say, so you're telling me that if they make the playoffs, they're still going to fire Staley? I was like, yep.
If they get to the playoffs and they lose, yeah, he's getting fired. They still may fire him, even if they do win.
They're going to make the playoffs. I've got the talent on that team is too good not to make the playoffs.
I would think not.
They make the playoffs. Their first round's probably going to be either Buffalo.
Yeah, they're fighting for the
Baltimore.
They have the 6th seed right now, I think.
Although,
as it stands,
Cincy would mollywop them right now.
They played pretty good against Cleveland. Attaway, boys.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Attaway.
Joe Cool.
Absolutely.
The one thing no one wanted to see was Joe Cool get his swag back. Yeah, it's back.
Thank you, offensive line. You guys are precious.
The only problem is your wide receivers are dropping like flies.
Yes, both T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd are now out. But we got Jamar Chase, folks. It's okay.
Call up OBJ, see what he's doing.
Nah, nobody wants to do that right now. By the way, if you are wondering why OBJ has not been signed, the rumor is that apparently he wants to play in the playoffs. He doesn't want to play in the regular season. Good luck, buddy. Nobody's signing you then.
Jerry Jones, who wanted you so bad, said, screw this, I'm getting T.Y. Hilton.
You didn't want to work out? Okay. T.Y., you're going to do it? What you want me to do? He's sign him. Easy as pie. Easy as pie. Baltimore, I was a little shocked with. I thought they were going to lose that game.
They probably would have lost that game if a certain Trubisky hadn't thrown 3 picks.
Those were bad, by the way. Those were bad.
God, I apologize for. I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt. I truly did.
Everybody else did.
No. And for a lot of it, I will put on Nagy. Like, I'm not going to lie. A lot of the bad of those teams was Nagy. Son, you just ain't a quarterback.
Have you considered tight end?
That'd be interesting.
He's 6'3". He's just got to put on like 7 more pounds to get to 229, 230.
It's no worse than what Atlanta's doing right now.
Call Felipe Franks. He'll hook you up.
Oh, God bless you, Felipe. This makes him the starting tight end and the emergency quarterback, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, good God.
Also, too, I want to say for that Chargers game, I've been harsh with Tua. I know these last 2 games he has not looked well. I don't think it's the downfall, but I think you're seeing the limitations in his game. When a quarterback's being pressured, you see the true identity of who they are, right? With Justin Fields, when he gets pressured, he makes plays. When Justin Herbert or Joe Burrow get pressured, they make plays. When Tua got pressured these last 2 games, he got crushed. I don't think it's the end of him, but I think this is where you can say he may never be the franchise quarterback. He may just be the guy for the Dolphins. Just wanted to say that for those out there that were like, oh, you're so glad he's getting destroyed. No, I want him to be good. I don't think he's going to be as good as you want him to be.
I mean, a certain someone is his contract is up in Tampa Bay, and I do know that there was some interest at some point for him to play in Miami.
And speaking of him, he did go home to his hometown in San Fran and got absolutely...
He didn't.
Well... They did.
His defense did.
Yeah, they got absolutely demolished. Tom Brady, not his best game by any means.
He did not look good.
No,
though.
he did not look good. The Niners did a great job, though. They pressured him. They made him move up in the pocket. They hit him when they could. They obviously were executing so well on offense. Now we know Brock Purdy might be injured, which is just talk about hitting the skid of the skids for the Niners. You keep winning, and yet your quarterback keep getting banged up. At what point
does San Francisco call up Tampa Bay and say, what does it take to get Tom Brady on our team?
Which I think is something he wants. Like, he and Aaron Rodgers both want the same thing. I want to go back home to San Francisco and play for my hometown favorite team, the Niners. Only one of those guys is going to get the call, though, I think. I think he's the guy.
You think it's Brady?
I think if anybody's going to go there, it's going to be Brady, because at least with him, you know the team is going to be like, dude, this is Tom Brady. Like, the respect is going to be there.
Debo be dancing in his pants.
Exactly. Don't tell me they're going to be like, oh, Aaron Rodgers. Like, Debo's going to look at that and be like, yeah, Devontae, you had the right call, man. You left. Where should I go?
Devontae, give me the 411, man.
Wasn't there a car like?
TJ,
please.
Yeah, actually, Mr. Brady is a free agent next year.
That's right. Yes.
No trade, just, hey, Tom.
Yeah.
What you doing? You want to come play quarterback?
I'm saying this year, their quarterbacks keep dropping like this. I mean, it seems like one a week.
Josh Johnson right now is the backup quarterback.
Josh Johnson is the starting quarterback as of right now.
Right now, he's getting first-team snaps, so.
And Jimmy Garoppolo can be his backup again. They're reunited again.
No, because Garoppolo's a free agent next year.
There's no way. If Brady signs with San Francisco, there was no way
Jimmy's a free agent next year. So that would not happen.
There's no way Jimmy would ever be like, I'm coming back to San Francisco. Tom Brady's signing with us too. See ya.
Think about this. Brady to San Fran, Jimmy G to Tampa.
They just swap.
Tell me it's not out of the realm of possibility.
It's not unfeasible, because Tampa's going to be looking for a quarterback.
I think Jimmy fits that system.
I think he does. The problem is that Tampa Bay team right now they're dropping like flies there too. Like, their offensive line, they got like 2 guys that have been out for the season now with injuries on their whole line. And who knows if Mike Williams and Chris Godwin are going to want to stay. Those guys could be like... Oh,
I forgot Godwin's on a franchise tag.
Yeah, they got to sign him to a contract.
Chicago is great.
There's a possibility.
There's your
all kinds of
You
possibilities.
want a legit Chicago? You want a legit number one?
Yeah.
Chris got think Allen Robinson, but younger.
You could also maybe consider, and this is just because the head coach has done such a great job turning it around. New York is not a bad place to play, I would say. They just need to get
Why
another.
Are you poo-pooing on Chicago? We live near
I'm
Chicago,
just giving
man.
options. I'm not a fan. I can. You're not even a
You know
Bears
what?
fan.
If you're gonna do that, hey Chris, I know a team that needs a number one, and then you can, bring up that second-year player Drake London with you.
I would not be opposed to that either. You give
Screw
Drake
Chicago.
London and Chris
Atlanta's
Godwin.
beautiful, Chris.
Yeah. Chris Godwin, Drake London, and
Will
a Kyle
Levis
Pitts.
to Chris Godwin.
Well, that's if they draft Will Levis, of course. I mean.
I told you. I'm telling you.
All right. Yeah, and all these other games, I mean, the only thing else I can say is Kansas City is ridiculous.
No.
Excuse me.
No.
Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes is just ridiculous.
It's like we're calling our friends on Sunday afternoon and going, hey, you want to go play some football? Yeah, let's. How many people can we get together? You get a good amount of people together and we play football. And then out of nowhere, some D-bag kid decides he wants to throw an underhanded pass that goes for a touchdown. And you're like, what the?
Yeah, a perfect spiral thrown sideways, underhand, goes right into Jarrett McKinnon's hand for a touchdown. Who you predicted that, right? We all did. We all saw that one coming. They're insane. All right, let's get to the rest of these, folks. It is time, after looking at the recap, it's time for the Pick Six, ladies and gentlemen, where we take the top 6 games of the NFL week coming up. That's week 15, and we give you our picks and predictions of how we see this one going. David, are you ready to do these?
Let's go.
Let's hit it, folks. So, the first game we're talking about is the 49ers. They're taking on the Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks just took the loss to the Carolina Panthers. Obviously, the Niners took a win. We don't know what's up with the quarterback position just yet, but the Niners are favored by 3. David, the over-under is at 43.5. How do you see this one going?
I've seen regression for Geno over the past couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying he's playing horribly, but he's playing like a backup quarterback.
Yeah.
Not the Geno of the first, 10 weeks where we were like, where's this dude been?
Yeah. One-back ratings in the NFL.
Yeah. Kenny Walker III is...
He's bumped up, I still think, right now, so...
Debo's out.
Mm-hmm.
Purdy might not be playing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say right now that they probably tape the ribs, put a flap jacket on him.
I would, yeah.
You're playing!
Either that or Josh Johnson's going to be doing a lot of handoffs, and there's going to be a lot of reverses.
Or Christian McCaffrey just goes wildcat. He's already proven that he could throw.
That was a nice pass. Brandon Ayuk, thank you for the points, by the way.
I'm just saying. I'm a lean 49ers here.
Okay.
Just because of the defense. Mostly that defense is just playing out of this world right now.
They're playing like one of the best.
And I'd probably go under.
Okay. All right.
Even though, people play overs in certain things and win millions and millions of dollars. Or hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah, close to it, though.
Whatever.
Pretty close.
Jerk.
By
the way, my name's David Dykstra. That's Andrew Valentin. If you would just want to give us like a tenth of that.
Yes. Please and thank you.
We do accept all donations.
Yes. If you win something, donate some money to the cause. If you lose something, I don't want to hear about it.
Free merch for life.
Which, all right. I'm taking the Niners on this as well. They're just too stacked defensively. I think Geno Smith's falling into some traps right now that, most quarterbacks would see, but he's throwing it out into the double teams and things like that, trying to thread the needle. It's just not working. So I would say the 49ers, I think they can take this on a full touchdown potentially. And, oh, man, I think I want to take the under on this. I really do. It's so difficult.
San Francisco's defense is good.
I feel like the Seahawks will only come up with like 10, 13 points.
I've got
maybe.
a question for you. Where the hell is DK?
He's like disappeared within the offense. It's all been Tyler Lockett, which I'd say right now he's a Pro Bowl receiver. Lockett is, but DK is just like completely like faded.
He got his money and he's like,
yeah, he's just like, he was uncoverable for the first 10 weeks. Like you said, the first 10 weeks when Gino was going, he was a huge part of that. But now it's like every corner, every Joe and Schmo that's a cornerback now can like stay on him, which is weird.
He does get very frustrated with the bump and run. So.
Yes. Yeah, I think when Kenneth Walker's running the football, he's like, I don't want to block this dude. With your 6'4", 230, just put him on the ground. Put him over there.
Listen, if Equanimeous St. Brown can do it, so can you, sir.
Equanimeous.
E. St. Brown can do it. Equanimeous.
Yes, he is the best blocking wide receiver.
I swear to Christ.
That's what it is, right? He's got the best pro football blocking rating amongst receivers.
If I have to hear that one more time from a color guy or a play-by-play guy that does a Bears game, I'm going to lose my stuff.
They run the ball a lot, so you're going to probably hear it more.
Look at the block he made for Justin Fields right there. Remarkable. Best blocking wide receiver in the NFL, I tell you.
All right, let's get to our next game. So we've got the Miami Dolphins, who have lost the last 2 games. They're going up against the Buffalo Bills. We're starting to get themselves on a streak. The Bills are favored by 7.5 on this. The over-under is at 42. David, where are you going with this one?
It's going to be cold in Buffalo.
Is it?
I don't think Tua like the cold.
I don't think so either.
I'm leaning Bills here.
Okay.
Even with the loss of Von Miller, that defense is still pretty darn good.
They got some good players still on there.
Pretty darn good.
Yeah.
And like I said, Tua, cold, they don't mix. I don't know if Buffalo covers.
Okay.
I think it'll be closer than 7.5.
Okay.
6, 5, somewhere in there.
Okay.
I'm gonna say that's a really small total.
I mean,
42?
Buffalo they have not scored like they have in the past, so.
Yeah, but these are 2 very high. Like, this could be one of those games where both defenses go, screw it, we're taking a day off.
Yeah. Very true.
And it ends up being like 35-43.
Yes.
I'm going to say over.
Okay.
42?
Yeah, it's a small number.
That's 3 touchdowns apiece.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like that would probably be the case.
Watch, some weird ass blizzard come into Buffalo. And
you mean like what was it, the 10-3 game against the Patriots? Like, why would we ever take the over in this? Like, everybody won the under, I think, on that one. They were just like, yeah, the winds are like 40 miles an hour. There's a bunch of snow on the field.
Oh, you mean the Mac Joe's 3 passing attempt game?
Yes.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
That was Ramondre Stevenson's MVP game.
For the love of God. Would someone just please end Mac Jones?
Why is that, David?
Bailey Zappi time!
So good. I'm also going to go with the Bills on this. I think the Bills can take this to double digits. I'm going to say 10. I think they can do it by 10.
All right.
I do agree with the over, though. I think Miami can certainly put up points in this. The Bills right now, I think, have the little bit of momentum going. Like you said, no Von Miller, but AJ Espinoza and Greg Rousseau have done a great job filling that role.
Gesundheit.
Hey, man, AJ Espinoza is a local hero here, so remember that. So, not from here, but down.
AJ Empanada?
Not saying anything more. Let's move on to the next game. We've got the Lions at the Jets. Lions obviously have been running rampant. The Jets just made a move, believe it or not. They have promoted Zach Wilson to QB2 behind Mike White still. So,
put some respect on that name.
Oh, the Mike White?
No.
How should I say
Mike
it?
F. and White.
Mike F. and White, excuse me. Well, we're a family show, so.
I didn't cuss. I said effing. Could stand for freaking. Or fudging.
Or philanthropy, so.
Or fraggling.
Franklin?
down in Fraggle Rock.
I knew that was going. So the spread actually right now is at even. The over-under is at 44.5. I mean, David, this is one of best offenses versus best defenses.
I'm just saying, think about these matchups. I want to watch, please God, screw Eagles Bears or put it on CBS. I want to see this matchup between probably the best secondary in the NFL.
I would say so.
Against two of the best wide receivers, and you saw what Jameson could do.
Which, by the way, I don't know how many people may know this, but Jameson Williams and Sauce Gardner have met before. It was called the College Football Playoff not too long ago. And they almost got into a fist fight. Please continue.
They don't like each other.
They don't like each other at all.
But it's going to be interesting to see if they're going to go with a rotation, or if people are going to stick on people.
That will be interesting.
I think it's going to be a rotation.
Sauce is going to be on whoever's getting the most looks. That's for sure.
I think Sauce is going to rotate because Williams probably still on a pitch count.
Yeah, sure. I think he'll start.
I love how we say pitch count for everything now.
It works. Yeah. But play count sounds stupid, so pitch count just sounds right. But I think he'll start on Amon-Ra St. Brown, probably move to Jameson, because I'm sure DJ Reed will give one up and go, oh, man, he's fast. Yes, he is, in fact.
Reed's good, though.
He is. He is a good lockdown corner, which is insane to think that they've got four of them. So think about that, folks.
But unfortunately, I can't go against the heater. It is, and this was the only game in their remaining 4 games that I could see them losing.
Yeah.
But I don't think that. I think they're going to win out.
Do you?
And make the playoffs.
Really?
Because I called it preseason, so I'm going to stick to my guns.
Okay.
When everybody looked at me and goes, seriously? You think the Detroit Lions are going to make the playoffs?
I thought you were crazy. Don't think it's that crazy now.
Do you remember what I had that division at? I'm going to remind everybody right now. Vikings 1, Detroit 2, Green Bay 3, Chicago 4.
Why didn't you put money on it?
I wish I had. And everybody's like, you saw Green Bay being this bad? I was like, first off, all his wide receivers were gone.
Yeah, absolutely.
It takes time to build chemistry, and now you're starting to see that chemistry build. And you see Aaron going, he can run, I'm going to throw it.
Yeah.
He's fast. Let me rub my crystal first. And go. No, I truly, because if I remember correctly, they have, their schedule for the next 4 weeks is super light. And the Jets were like the only team that I was like, that defense could really
this is their toughest competition for the rest of the year, I would say.
Really mess that whole scenario up.
Yeah.
But even then, at 9-8, if they don't win out, I still think they may get in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because they have Jets, Panthers, Bears, Packers.
Not exactly a who's who of playoff contenders.
The Bears one is interesting to me just because I think if Justin's playing, that could be just a scoring fest that's just super entertaining to watch.
If the Lions defense plays like they do right now, this could be a totally different game then.
Oh, and by the way, ladies and gentlemen, Aiden Hutchinson is getting better.
Yeah. And think about this, folks. If they get if they finish with the 3rd overall pick, they're either getting Jalen Carter probably or Will Anderson Jr. Somebody's joining him on the defensive line. Scary, is it?
Oh, think about that for a second. That would be like Greg Lloyd and Kevin Green.
Yeah. You're either getting Aiden Hutchinson with Will Anderson Jr., who may be another Bruce Smith, Lawrence Taylor type, or you're getting Jalen Carter, who's probably Ndamukong Suh, minus the over-aggressive attitude. Well, he's got attitude, but it's a controlled
Vita?
attitude. That way better than Vita.
Really?
Way better than
There
Vita.
are people that say Vita's better than Ndamukong.
Well, here's the thing. Run-wise, yes. In terms of getting to the ball carrier,
How about this? Let's go old school with it.
Okay.
If you want to bring up guys like that,
okay.
how does he compare to Warren Sapp?
I put him right there.
Ooh.
I put him right there with Warren Sapp. I'd say Warren Sapp, Jerome Brown, he's got that talent. He's got that talent.
Okay.
Get to the quarterback, get to the running back. He's your everything. You're talking about 3 technique,
Yeah.
which the Bears are talking about getting. That's a 3 technique. That's your dude.
Yeah.
That's your, not Tommy Harris. Whoever keeps calling him Tommy Harris. No,
We
no, no, no,
needed
no.
Tommy Harris.
This is better than Tommy Harris. Milestones better. All right, let's get to the rest of these games. Or no, you didn't give your thing yet, did you?
Hold on a second.
Okay.
We might have a little bit of breaking news.
Do we have breaking news?
We might have a little bit of breaking news.
Okay. Well, I'll just say this.
I think Detroit's
yeah.
gonna win.
Okay, Detroit.
Yeah, I'll put that out there. I want to make sure that this is NFL
Okay.
news. Arizona Cardinals GM
Steve Keim.
is taking an indefinite health-related leave of absence.
Oh, okay. It may be the end for him, I think.
I think that whole shush. I think that whole team's probably going to get blown up.
Yeah, there's going to be some moves that are going to be
And
made.
on a very nice note, congratulations to the defensive coordinator from Mississippi State.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hired as the head coach of Mississippi State.
Mm-hmm.
So congratulations to him.
Yes.
All right, on to the rest of our games.
Yes, I will say I agree. I think Lions will win this thing.
I think under them.
That's where I'm going. I'm going with the under in this. I think there'll be a lot more defense in this game than we may want to believe. Although, who knows? This could be a throw fest. It could be.
It's Mike F. and White.
It's Mike F. and White. Garrett Wilson has, I think, started to arrive. He and Chris Olave are like the 2 best rookie wide receivers.
Surprising what happens when you get a quarterback that you actually like throwing to you.
It's true. Yeah,
The last 2 weeks, that dude has looked happy.
yeah.
Happy.
And Elijah Moore's like, I'm getting the ball.
Corey Davis.
Corey Davis.
Going. It hit my hands.
Zach Wilson's still pouting. Yeah, I'm going with the Lions on this. I think.
Is there any bigger powder in the NFL
than Zach Wilson?
Zach Wilson? Oh my God.
I can't think of
I
anybody.
mean, Karen Rodgers comes close.
Yeah, he does. He does. Well, it's passive aggressive with him. He doesn't show it. He comes out in the media. The Pat McAfee show, aka the media, for his coin frame. I'll say the Lions. Whoops. I'll say going crazy here. I'll say the Lions by 4, and I'll take the under on that as well. All right, next we've got the Dallas Cowboys with their new signing T.Y. Hilton joining them are going up against
Game over.
Jacksonville Jaguars.
T.Y. Hilton is a Jaguars killer.
The Cowboys are favored by 4. The over-under's at 47. So, David, you saying Cowboys?
Here's the interesting thing.
Okay.
And I'm going to be real with you.
Yep.
It looks to me like Jacksonville's starting to figure something out.
Absolutely.
Things are starting to click for them on multiple levels. Now, you wouldn't think that after, getting drubbed by Detroit 40-14.
Mm-hmm.
I'm calling that a one-off. They've been in every game pretty much in the last, let's say, 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Just haven't been able to get over that hump
Mm-hmm.
per se. What was that?
I heard exactly what he
What did he
said.
say?
He said, I thought we were doing a short show. It was supposed to be because we were supposed to start at this time.
We've got what, 3 games?
I mean, we're pushing almost 2 hours.
Another
so.
half hour. We'll be good. Do you know how often Andrew and I actually get to do this? Leave
That's
us alone.
true. Yeah, it's only on
And
the radio.
it's not like we've been up here like being stupid and BSing.
No, well, a little bit, but we go on off a few tangents, but it always stays sports-wise, and we come right back. Please.
For me, the Cowboys have looked like they've regressed a little.
Yeah.
Tony Pollard not looking as sharp.
Mm-hmm.
CD not looking as sharp.
Yeah.
Dak's never looked sharp. I'm calling it. Jaguars to upset. I still think it hits the under.
Okay. All
Because
right.
that Jaguars defense is solid.
Absolutely. Yeah, they've looked a whole lot better as of late. I mean, Trayvon Walker and Devin Lloyd right now playing to their potential. Obviously, more would be better, but they look solid so far, and they've really helped that defense come alive a lot more. So I agree. I'm taking the Jaguars on this as well. I think I'm going to take the Jaguars by a full touchdown. I think I'm going to take them by a full. There's so little. I have so little faith with the Cowboys at this point. It's December. This is, by the way, in Jacksonville. The Jaguars have done pretty good at home. I think Lawrence is clicking now with everybody.
They've got all of AEW backing them up.
Absolutely. Yes, that's true. And obviously, look, Travis Etienne has not looked great in these last few
I
games.
think he's kind of hitting his wall.
Yeah, well, people are figuring out, like, you have to stop him, which is leading to Trevor saying, got to drop back more, got to throw more passes, which is causing him to find a rhythm.
I think Trevor's also hit a little bit of a wall. I mean, you got to remember,
That's a damn good wall.
He didn't play last year.
Right, exactly. He had a full year to kind of wait and wait.
So this is his rookie year.
Right.
In essence.
Yeah.
So he's probably hitting a little bit of the rookie wall.
Yeah.
Hey, this is game 12.
Right.
Or 13. I'm tired.
Yeah.
My season's over in college.
Right.
You know? So I wouldn't be surprised if he comes back, though.
No, but I still think he's going to have a lot to say for a long time as I think one of the best running backs in the NFL. But I'll say Jaguars by a full touchdown. I think this can hit the over.
Okay.
Dallas can still put up some points. But Dak's gonna Dak. He's gonna throw some balls. He's gonna throw some balls right to the defenders.
That we're using it as a verb now.
Look, I wouldn't be surprised if he throws one right to Devin Lloyd because by the way, Devin Lloyd's becoming one of the best middle linebackers and nobody's talking about it. That man makes a ton of tackles and it needs to be noted. So, all right, next game we've got the Tennessee Titans against the Los Angeles Chargers. So this game obviously could go either way for some people, but the Chargers right now are being favored by 3, and the over-under is also at 47.5. So, David, who are you picking for this one?
Would the real LA Chargers please stand up? To be real, I never and will I ever trust Ryan Tannehill. So therein lies why I'm picking the Chargers.
Okay.
I think the Chargers are going to go on a little bit of a run. I do think they may make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
But I will go over.
Okay.
On the 47.5.
Okay. I like that. I also, too, will pick the Chargers because I'm never picking you, Ryan Tannehill. Never. I saw what happened against the Bengals in this year and in the playoffs.
Bungles?
So, yes. Ain't no Bungles and no more. They're the big boy Bengals.
Until they get to the Super Bowl.
Could have won that if you just blocked Aaron. Okay, you know what? I know, honestly, I think Ryan Tannehill is who he is. And there's nothing left there anymore.
He is who we thought he was.
Exactly.
There.
But he's not getting let off the hook on this one. And Derrick Henry, I think you stack the box against him. You know you can beat him.
He's fallen off too in the last couple weeks.
He's had to become more of a receiver now than a running back. So
not what I'm getting paid for,
right.
Man.
You said run the ball, not catch it. He almost bobbled that 77, and boy, he fumbled that pass. But the Chargers, I'm going to say the Chargers. I'll say Chargers by 5 because the defense is still good for Tennessee, and I'll say the under. Say the under. So,
okay.
And last game, folks, it's the rematch. It's the Giants versus the Commanders. As of right now, the Washington Commanders are actually favored by 4.5. The over-under's at 40.5. Last time these two teams met, it ended in a 20-20 tie. David, is it another tie, or who are you picking on this one?
20-20. Hits the under. Tie. First time ever.
Are you saying it happens again?
I swear to God. I'm being dead serious. I would not be shocked if this
really?
was a tie. I would not be surprised at all if this ends in a tie.
Okay.
These two teams are so alike, it's ridiculously bad. Both of them have really crappy quarterbacks.
Yes.
The only reason Tyler Heineke is any kind of folk hero there is because he's the underdog.
Mm-hmm.
If this was Carson Wentz doing this, Commanders fans would be pissed. But because it's Tyler Heineke, woo, look at us now. The defenses are both solid.
Mm-hmm.
Saquon banged up.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me I'm wrong.
I mean, you're right. These two teams it very much balances each other out.
Is the likelihood of that, we should see what the odds are for that.
You wanna?
We should. And just sprinkle a little something on
We certainly could.
The odds for
the
that.
The odds for another tie have to be
same. 20-20.
Yeah.
Tie ball game. They'd have to be astronomical.
It's got to be like what 100,000 to 1 kind of thing. There's no. That's like it's got to be those kind of insane odds.
What would you do?
I guess I'd put $5 on that.
TJ,
yeah.
do you disagree? Could you see it end in a tie?
Yeah. I mean, the Commanders are just a mess, and I don't know what happened. The Giants came out of the gates just so strong, and then all of a sudden, they just disappeared.
Well, NFL learned that Saquon wasn't as dinged up as he was supposed to be.
Yeah.
And went, oh, we're actually going to have to tackle him this year. And now they're putting 8-9 in the box. And when they run the first and second downs, and then they're in a 3rd and 8, yeah, Daniel Jones is not a good quarterback. I'll retract that one because I said he was the quarterback of that draft.
You mean you have to pass the ball in the NFL? Are you really?
Yes.
When that happen?
Yes, you do. You actually have to throw a football once in a while.
And what's sad is they're good enough this year that they're not going to get a good quarterback.
Probably not. Well, they could get a guy, but it's going to be Brian Dable's going to be like, all right, come on, we're going in the quarterback room, like over and over again. You're going to have to develop that kid. But
Anthony Richardson?
Maybe. He fits what they're doing right now. Fits what they're doing right. I mean, listen, if you're telling me, we said this on Blow the Whistle when we did the stream. I think because of the fact that you see Justin Fields, Jalen Hurts, and Lamar Jackson, that's why he's coming out and saying, somebody's going to pick me. Somebody's going to pick me in the first round that needs a quarterback, or somebody's going to pick me in the second round that needs a quarterback.
They're also going to be looking for. I didn't even think about this. Bijan to the Giants?
Could be. If they don't,
I don't think Saquon's coming back.
If they don't want to keep, if Saquon doesn't want to stay, then they'll need another running back. Unless they just want to go with some local guys and see what they got. Could be something.
I know you don't want to go tie.
I could definitely see it ending in a tie because they're both
cannot pick a winner.
They're both incompetent enough to be able to do it. Because like one's really good with running the ball, but obviously that running back's out. One's really good at passing the ball, but obviously Taylor Heineke can have his days off. Both defenses, I think, are very good.
The problem with Tyler Heineke is the fact that he thinks he's Brett Favre.
I don't know if he thinks he's Brett Favre.
He absolutely thinks he's Brett
I think he
Favre.
feels confident to say that he can throw a ball because he's got Terry McLaurin. I think that's fair to say, but I don't know if that's...
Put some respect on the other wide receiver.
Curtis Samuel?
I will smack you upside your head.
Jihan Joseon. That's how you say it, right? He went to what was it? He went to school.
The Penn State University.
Excuse me? That's copyright. That's copyright infringement, I think.
Bring it! I ain't scared.
Oh wow, we've been served. Interesting. Hey David, this has your name on it. I'm gonna take Washington.
Okay.
I just
late field goal to win it by 1.
That's actually where I was going with it. I was saying Lake field goal to win it by 3 because I think it's going to be tied. But I think, like you said, Jahan Dotson, Curtis Samuel, Terry McLaurin, that receiving core is enough to back up Taylor Heineke. The offensive line's bad, but I think it's good enough to be able to hold up against the Giants' defensive line. And I think the coaching difference here is that Ron Rivera is more experienced than Brian Daboll. Nothing against Daboll. He's done a great job. It's just Rivera has more of that push.
But is he a better coach than Daboll?
They probably balance each other out at this point. But I think his experience just puts him over the top. So I will say Washington by 3. Like I said, late field goal by 3 because they'll probably be tied because these are unoriginal bastards as teams.
I thought we were a family show.
Well, that's a family thing, right? A lot of kids, never mind.
Oh, wow.
Said nothing. Moving on.
Yikes.
Whoops. Yeah, it doesn't matter. There's gonna be more shows, folks, where we say a lot worse things. I promise you. And I think I'm gonna take. Do I want to take the under on this?
I took the under by a half. By the hook.
You know what? I'm gonna take the just over on. I'm gonna take over, but just over. Like that field goal is gonna it's gonna just 43. It's gonna put it just over the 40.5. So, they could put up points.
I just like to see what the odds are that it's
high. We could look that up and post it for sure and let people know. So,
I mean, if we wanted to guess the score, for it to be the same score and be a tie.
That has to be like
those odds have to be astronomical.
They have to be like 100,000 to 1 or something, or God forbid 1,000,000 to 1.
That should be my Hail Mary play.
Go for it. I'd do it. They'll call you crazy, but if it happens, you won't be crazy.
Well, we do a half-court shot on BetQL in the action.
Mm-hmm. Go for it. I'd say so. And folks, that's going to do it for the Pick 6, and that's going to do it for us.
See? Why are you complaining?
On our very short show, we did under 2 hours, so short.
Good.
Short. We thank you all so much for listening. This is the end of the show, and as always, I'm joined by the amazing man himself, Mr. David Dykstra. David, as always, thank you so much for being here, man. I really do appreciate it. I'm always glad to have you on here when we can. So thank you for being here to talk some sports with me, man.
I do my best.
You do your best, and you do good.
Yeah, I do's good.
You do's good.
I enjoy being on here.
I just don't think you need to be putting S's on the ends of those words.
Are we going out for sushis and sashimis afterwards, DJ?
If I ask just politely, to stop, would you do it?
But no, I enjoy coming on here. I absolutely, cannot, without a shadow of a doubt, thank everybody for helping me be distracted over the last couple days.
Absolutely.
It's got me through these last couple of days because these next 2 days are going to be kind of hard.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, this has been fun. And Andrew and I, by ourselves, don't get to do this very often.
Yeah.
And when we do, I cannot wait till we do our transfer portal special. You better be ready for a 6-hour show.
My cheekbones right now are hurting. I'm not talking about the ones on my face.
Yeah. You can feel yours?
Well, yeah, I can feel them. It's my knee.
He must have one of them Hank Hill asses. I got TJ. I got him. Yeah.
I was not prepared for that. No, I can feel it. It's just like
I just imagine you the Hank Hill ass with the cheek implants. I don't have a problem sitting here any longer.
Dang it, Bobby!
God damn it, Bobby!
Bobby, please go get the propane
and the propane accessories. That is a very, very underrated great show.
Oh, the first time I ever saw him was on the Beavis and Butthead show, and then when he got his own show, I was like, "What? This is a thing." I didn't know. I learned so much about Texas from that show. I really did.
I learned so much. No wonder Andrew.
Do not learn stuff from that show.
No wonder Andrew did not get hired in Lubbock.
Yes, cattle.
I heard you guys like propane.
Yeah, cattle and yeehaw and propane.
this. But no, I absolutely love coming on here.
Absolutely,
talking
man.
sports.
Glad to have you.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, and well, I want to say too, by the way, thank you again to everybody. If you didn't see yesterday, obviously we put out there that David's dad had passed away, and I just want to say and reiterate again that I, as well as David,
You're not allowed to get misty.
I'm not. I just want to say the amount of support and love that you guys have shown to us because of that is amazing, and it just reminds me how great you guys are as fans and why we do this. We do this because we love it, yes, but it also it reminds me that I made the right decision. We all made the right decision to do this because this shows that we're doing something because you guys love it and you guys love us and you want to see us do well and be good. So I want to say thank you to you guys for all the outpouring support and love and affection that you've shown towards David and his family through this difficult time. So I just want to say thank you to all you guys. It really means a lot.
Are we done with the verbal vomit now?
What? What are you, a teacher all of a sudden?
Why?
Are you talking in the back of the class?
Why? No, I appreciate it too.
Yeah.
I've seen the messages and everything like that. I really do appreciate it. You guys are why we do what we do.
Absolutely.
And to see that you guys like us. You really, really like us. It's really cool to see. I've told Andrew on many occasions, this is a tough week for me. This is a guy, he's the reason I'm doing this. He's the guy that got me into sports. He's the guy that, I can pick up the phone at any time and talk, Penn State football, Pittsburgh Steelers,
yep,
baseball, all that stuff. He was the guy that I called 1 second after, the White Sox won the World Series and went, holy crap, Dad, they finally did it. And he's crying on the phone, like something he thought he would never in a million years see as a White Sox fan.
Yeah.
And then knowing next year, because, my dad's looking down on him, that Penn State will win the national title. Yeah, I said it. What you going to do about it?
Yeah, get past Ohio State.
Next year. And we're going to be there to watch
Not
it.
if DJ comes.
We're going to be there to watch it. Oh, please. You know what? I take it all back. DJ, go to Ohio State for the love of God, please. That way we can go to the big horseshoe in the sky, as they like to call it, and we can watch you completely get decapitated next year. Yes, please. I'm done.
Okay. Well, you're not finished because you got to let the people know where they can find you, listen to you, all that good stuff, amigo.
You can find me on Twitter at David Dykstra 4. You can find me on Instagram at DDykstra7795. You can also find me Monday through Friday from 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Central Standard Time on the Daily Tip on the BetQL network with hosts Chelsea Messenger and Michael Jenkins and the Donkster. Can't forget about the Donkster.
The Donkster.
He'll get mad at me if I don't. He's a diva. You can also find me most Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays whenever we decide that we're going to do our show on the radio, because Tyler's super busy with stuff.
Truly.
We aren't exactly sure what the stuff is.
Yes.
But it's stuff.
It's stuff.
Doing Blow the Whistle with Andrew, Tyler, me. We got some cool stuff coming for the new year. And I'm super excited about it. So, and you may see me on here a little bit more.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because all of a sudden, I'm awake. Other than that, not really much anything else. I don't think. I think I covered it all.
All right. Well, Guys, make sure to go give David a follow. Give him some likes. Give him some love as you already have.
I am only 5 people away from hitting 300 on Twitter. So,
There you go. Make sure get him to that 300, folks. So,
300 and I'll post up my boobies.
I mean, we may do an OnlyFans.
Look at D. Did you see D's face?
If you wanna photograph it, man, I mean, we can.
With pasties. Come on. I'm not completely rude.
That have the blow the whistle logos on them.
Yeah.
Okay, if you guys want to... Damn it. If you guys want to follow me, I'm at TheFluffyGuru on Twitter.
1 X-bomb, 1
Shut up. I gotta finish this. My ass hurts. If you guys want to follow me on
fake football guys.
You guys want to follow any more of me? It's on Instagram.
No! It shouldn't be unpacking with neck for my thong.
I'm at Boom Crew Captain on Instagram. If you want to follow any more of the show, we are at facebook.com/TeamXBombSports, where we stream. We're also streaming as well on the YouTube side. At XBomb Sports on YouTube. Just hit it with the at XBomb Sports. You can find it. You guys can also find, too, the Twitch as well. We are also at twitch.tv/XBomb Sports, so we're streaming there all the time. We just went early today, usually 5:30-ish to 6:30-ish Central Time. Also, as well, guys, if you want to follow us anywhere of our social media, at XBomb Sports on Twitter and Instagram. And any questions or comments that you guys have been throwing at us, please continue them at xbsportsofficial@gmail.com. We do appreciate it. Real quick, too, we got Blow the Whistle TV radio side, 2 to 4 p.m. Central Time at maybe Mondays on sportsnowchicago.com. We've also got Blow the Whistle on the TV side, coming back on Tuesdays. Time is TBD. We will have to wait and see what happens with some other ones when we get them out of the way. We will potentially be coming back to the TV
and if
side.
they blow us off next week, they're out of the way.
We'll be coming back then with another one. So also with that as well, ladies and gentlemen, you can make sure to go check out our boy Brandon Januska. He's doing his thing in Taylorville at 94.3 WMKR.
Wasn't he just on the CMAs?
He may have been. He may have been.
1 year at a country station, and he's already on the CMAs. It is amazing how talented that dude is.
If this ever gets back to him, I swear. You can catch him doing Genuine Country down there if you're going near Taylorville. Check him out. You can also check out his podcast, Baseball Banter with Brandon, as well. It's on Spotify, and while you're on Spotify, check out Monday Motivation with Hannah B.
Big time!
It's a wonderful podcast.
Doing this.
I know you have. It's a wonderful podcast done by our very own Hannah Brummer. You get your upbeat going throughout the day. You can also check her out on the radio at 102.3 XLC, The Afternoon Drive. Hannah's doing her thing on the radio.
It's a big time afternoon drive.
Yes. And she's also doing 96.7 The Star.
Big time mornings.
In the mornings with the legendary Eddie Volkman.
Big time.
Big time. And definitely... she is killing it right now, so go check her out. Give him some like and love as well. Big time indeed.
I love you, Hannah. It's the only no offense to you because I've pretty much seen you every day.
Yes.
The only person that has texted me every single day to find out how I'm doing.
Yes.
Legit. The only person that has texted me every single day.
Yes.
To find out how I'm doing. Matter of fact,
did she really? Tell her we're shouting her out. Outside of Hannah, of course, you can check out the boys at the Parlay. It's our boy Tony Lopez.
Tony. Oh, Tilo.
Yes, that's of course. I had such a dumb gag, but a good one nevertheless. Tony Lopez and former Chicago Bull, NBA superstar, and professional boxer Kendall Gill. They talk about everything boxing, combat sports. They have their new season dropping soon. They've got a new set. Go check it out. It's at theparlay.com. And remember, hashtag Gill versus Paul, hashtag Paul versus Gill. Let's get it going for Jake Paul. We got something planned potentially to try and see if we can hype that up. Because if you want guys as well, I'm going to get that lower third up. I promise you, man. Check it out. It's Unpack with the Knack. That's right, our very own boy, TJ Knacker, doing his thing there in the back. He is killing it, folks. The Unpack with the Knack series is doing really well.
The most beautiful hands in all of live stream.
Beautiful hands, beautiful beard. It is all gorgeous, man. The people love it, man. You are doing great. So they are asking for more. We're gonna get some more suggestions.
Some gems of cards.
We've gotten it. Please go watch those. Watch those videos, and you'll see some good cards there that we pulled there. So
he's had one too many puppers.
Yes. Could always use some more puppers. But that's what I appreciate it's about you there, TJ Knacker. And we want to follow him at the Knack 300. A big shout out to, by the way, to our man D back there too. He's been a big help for us all the way through. D, we appreciate you so much, man. Thank you for everything that you do. And of course, last but not least, if you want to get your fantasy football news, we haven't been doing it for a while, but if you still want to get your news, check out the Fake Football Guys on YouTube at Fake Football Guys on their YouTube channel.
Maybe.
Maybe. They said yes, they are going next week.
No, one of them said yes. Let's not get it twisted.
Yeah, yes.
I have no problem.
No.
With saying that a certain one of them absolutely wants to go next week.
Yeah.
It would incline that the other one would have to watch some football, though.
And with that, folks, we're going to end the show here. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so much for listening. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. And as always, much love. Peace out, Boom Crew.